guys, it's me, Sarah, again, that you might recognise from Art Party. And I've got another printmaking technique for us to try that you can do at home that's really simple. It's a pity we can't have smell-o-vision because these flowers actually smell really nice and they're right next to me. So I might use those for some of my inspiration. So what we're going to do polyblock printing. So can you see what I've got here? It's just polystyrene that you get in packaging, or sometimes you might find a bit of polystyrene in a pizza box because they use it as the base sometimes. So if you do see any polystyrene in the house, hang on to it because it's really useful to do printmaking with. And it's something you can get hold of very easily. As you can see, I've cut my polystyrene into 3 pieces because I just thought I might do some smaller prints today. It's another very easy technique. All you need is the polystyrene, some paper, a felt tip pen and a pencil, and we're going to use paint again. We're just going to use normal ready mix paint. The sort of paint you can get in any art shop. You don't need special ink, even though this is what I've used previously for polyblock printing. Paint is just fine and actually makes quite a nice technique that's a bit different to normal. Let me have a look. So the first thing we need to do is use the felt tip pen and think about what design you might like to put onto your polyblock. Now, as I've got these flowers here, I thought it might be really nice I might just do a flower design on the polyblock, but you guys can draw anything you like. So I'm just going to look at the flower. I've decided to draw 2 flowers, and I've drawn a really simple outline with a little bit in the middle and a couple of leaves. As you can see, they don't look exactly like the daffodil here, because I've made it up a little bit. But you can do that. You can draw whatever you want, how you want it. The reason that we do it with a pen first is because then if you don't like it, you can get a bit of water and you can rub it off and you can draw it again, or you can do the other side, so it's fine. Because the next bit, once you've done the next bit, it's really hard to undo it. So the next bit is you need a pencil. My pencil's actually not very sharp, so I've got a pencil sharpener. I'm just going to sharpen the pencil. So I've got a really nice sharp pencil tip. Now the reason the pencil needs to be sharp is because you're going to score into the polyblock to make a printing block again. So, using the pencil, I'm just going to follow the lines and I'm going to press down quite hard. That's why it's also useful to do the felt tip drawing first, because then you have a line to follow when you're scoring in with the pencil. Actually, that's quite good. So you can also score, but if you want to just make some other marks, just make some dots, because they look a little bit like what's going on inside that flower anyway. And sometimes you can actually find other things to make marks in your polyblock. Might even try, see what happens if I do that with a pen. Oop. Make some spots. Can you see I've made some little circle patterns into my design? So this is now ready to print. So like we did for a vegetable block printing, I've got some little sponges here that are really good for applying the paint to the polyblock. So I've got some purple. Let's use this little sponge actually. I've got some purple paint. I'm just going to very gently dab the purple paint onto the polyblock. there you go. Got some ink paint on here. I might just put a little bit more in that corner. It looks a little bit pale. Oh, it on. There you go. Painted Polyblock. Now I'm going to print it. So I'm going to put it on the paper, but this time I'm going to pick up the Polyblock and the paper, turn it over so the paper's on the top, and I'm going to rub the back really hard, like this. And you can also get a rolling pin and use the rolling pin to roll the paper onto the Polyblock. So it presses down really firm. Should we have a look and see what happens? Ta-da! Oh, that looks really nice. There you go. Can you see? So the design has printed really well onto the paper. So those are all the shapes that I drew and then scored in. And it actually looks really interesting. Once you've done your Polyblock, you can actually repeat it. So we can actually have another go using a different colour. There you go, it's red. I'm going to put this down next to my first pattern really carefully. I'm going to pick up the paper and the Polyblock at the same time, flip it over and then rub the back of the paper onto the Polyblock really hard. And I think actually it worked quite well with the rolling pin, so I'm going to use the rolling pin to roll down again. And don't worry, you don't actually need to get any paint onto your rolling pin, because the rolling pin is just rolling on the clean paper. So if you're sensible, you're not going to get any ink or paint on your rolling pin. Let's peel it off. There you go. That's really nice. So can you see, you can actually make a really nice design again using different colours with the same pattern. Or if you wanted to, you could make a smaller design. You could even Polyblock breaks quite easily. You could just make a design on a small piece. So I'm just going to very quickly sharpen the pencil again. There you go, I've scored the line. What a good way to test that you've done it deep enough is just to run your finger over the design you've made, and if you can feel like a little dip in the Polyblock, it's fine to print. Let's do some more dots again, they look quite good. There you go, happy face. Let's get some paint. Try purple. Wipe the paint on with your sponge. Press it down. There you go. See the happy face? So you can have loads of fun with this technique. Bits of Polyblock, felt tip pen, pencil, very important sharpener, paint, a few sponges to put the paint onto the Polyblock, rolling pin if you need one to add extra pressure when you do the painting. And there you go. Polyblock printing. Have fun. And once again, if you want to, it'd be lovely if you could share some of your designs on our social media. We'd love to see them. Good luck. Have loads of fun.